I hope everyone's doing good. Trying out a new platform. I'm going live, right? I don't have the bells and whistles that all of you have, but I'll try, right? I'm trying to be as good as you, right? Trying to be as good as you. I'm on all the major platforms, Old Man Labor, TikTok, uh, every platform that's out there. I appreciate every single one of you for joining me one more day, one more quarter, um, one more day, one more quarter, right? Um, that's just the reality of living in New York City, right? But at least we could say that we have a mayor in New York City that has a 66% approval rating across New York City, right? 66% of people say they approve his job and they approve how he's handling, right? So that's the issue. What are we gonna do with all the people that we have in New York City? New York City is thriving, right? There's some things that I might not like about Zoran Mandami's administration, but for the majority of people, it's improving, right? Landlords are being checked because landlords have been out of control for a long time. They haven't been held accountable, right? The big money interests haven't been held accountable. They've been making hand over fist in the amount of money they make. They've been making a lot of money, right? They've been making a lot of money across the board, right? They've been making so much money that we, people that live in New York City, we've been getting smacked around for a long time, right? We still getting smacked around, but now they realize that maybe there'll be somebody that'll be fighting back against them in government, right? At least in city government. There'll be somebody fighting back and making sure, ensuring that the rich are not just doing whatever they want, right? They're still trying, they're still pushing, they're still pushing back. Look at the peer that tier tax lawsuit, right? They're trying to block it. They don't care that they could create a big hole in the budget of the city that would affect a lot of poor people, children, disabled people. But their whole point is that they don't care what anyone does. They just care about how they're doing, right? That's what they care about. Uh, they care about how they're doing, how their lives are doing, right? Um, and so that's the issue, right? They only care about um what they're doing, right? They don't care about them being successful as a overall, right? The rich only care about them being successful, not about anyone else being successful. They don't realize that the stacks, the cards are stacked against everyday working people, right? Everyday working people are struggling to survive. They're doing their best, but they're still not thriving. They should be, right? They're not thriving as they should be. Unfortunately, they're not thriving as they should be because they're controlling the narrative, right? They're controlling the narrative. The super rich are controlling the narrative, and they feel hurt when anyone else other than they are in charge, right? So them seeing Zoran being so popular, 66% popularity, this bothers them overall, right? This bothers them, their ego, and they would do anything to block and stop people from being happy, right? Or from gaining or to be able to survive in a better way, right? It's always about people being lazy. It's always about people um, not being productive, not working hard enough. It's always like the argument, right? That people never working hard enough, not putting in enough labor, or not being disciplined enough to to uh, to achieve the things that they have achieved, right? Um, that's the biggest argument, right? The biggest argument is that everyone else is lazy and they're the hardest workers of society, right? Even though they enjoy a lot of perks, right? Even though they enjoy a lot of perks and enjoy their life as regular people, right? No, right? They love to drive around in their limousines, be treated like royalty, and the whole issue is that what are we supposed to do as um, regular people? What are we supposed to do, people? Working people that live paycheck to paycheck. We're supposed to allow them to just tear us into pieces, allow us to be destroyed, to be attacked, to be undermined, and for us to have to conform to the system and just accept the reality that we're poor and that we may never move up in the system unless we do whatever the super rich and the wealthy want us to do, right? Most of the time, they want us to sell our souls for their benefit, right? For their benefit. And so, right now, we have a mass police force in the streets going after people, racially profiling because they're allowed to do so, right? They've been um, they've been allowed to do this to people and to just pretty much do as they please, right? Do as they please without no restrictions, without anyone attacking them, without anyone trying to stop them from doing whatever they want to do, right? Um, that's the problem and that's the issue that we've always had, right? Everyone hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, and so there's a huge surge right now in New York City of immigration agents, right? Um, there's a huge surge in immigration agents across New York City, right? This surge is something that happened in Minnesota, Minneapolis, and Minnesota, that happened in every city. But I guess they were in what happened in Los Angeles. I guess they were saving the best for last because they figured that there will probably be a lot more resistance in New York City than there will be in any other city, right? So they lost, how can I say, uh, they lost their patience because they don't like Zoran Mandani being at 66%. Donald Trump is at 33% approval rating, right? They don't like this idea. They don't like this. This is getting upsetting, right, to Donald Trump and his administration that a city could be successful and successfully be diverse and integrate all people into the society, right? How could New York City be one of the biggest cities in the country and the safest? There's a lot of people from all over the world. There's a lot of people from all over the country. There's um, a lot of people in across the world that all want to thrive and come to New York City, right? New York City is the place to be. New York City is the place that everyone wants to be, right? So, of course, people are going to be upset that we're successful, that we thrive economically, even with diversity and inclusion. Diversity, equity, inclusion is a successful uh, economic strategy, right? We're the finance capital of the world. Um, so, um, we're the finance capital of the world. And people like Trump that are failing miserably at their job see what we're doing as something that's horrible, right? They don't like to see a multi-diverse melting pot of ideas, of business minded people, and also charitable, um, democratic socialist society that actually wants to help the poor, wants to help the middle class thrive, and they don't like that, right? How dare you help people? How dare you allow people to do what they got to do, right? That's not something they like. It shows their failures as humans. It shows their failures as adults, right? Right? That's the problem, right? That we gotta open up our minds, right? We gotta open up our minds across society because this is something that we have given up on. A country of diversity, a country of immigrants, a country that is beautiful because of our diversity, not in spite of our diversity. And so there seems to be a lot of jealousy, a lot of rage at us being successful, right? Every time I go to other places, people say, "Oh, you're from New York. Oh, you're a New Yorker." Some people don't like that. They get upset about it. Why? Because they know how expensive it is to survive in New York, but they also know that there's no place like New York, right? So much to do, so much to see. No, that gets people upset. They talk trash about New York, but when they come to New York, they love it, right? They love the culture, the art, the scenery, the food, the restaurant. And you could go and find any type of food from anywhere in the world in the city. is a metropolitan place, right? A metropolis, a place that a lot of people would love to live in, right? A lot of, right? Like they say, we can make it in New York, we can make it anywhere. That's why there's so much jealousy about New York. That's why so many people hate New York. They always find something, right? Crazy. So the main thing I want to say is that we're gonna make it through this, make it stronger together against fascism. Because what's happening right now is overstepping of authority, overstepping of policing, being aggressive just to do whatever they want to people, right? People that haven't done anything to anyone are peaceful, violating the Constitution, and people don't realize that they could do it to anyone, right? They can do it to anyone. They're doing it to a group of people. Any one of us could be next, right? Is this envy? Is this jealousy? Is it because they hate Zoran? Do they have Zoran derangement syndrome? That's what it is. They have Zoran derangement syndrome, right? That's the problem, right? No, I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for joining me. I'm trying to improve the streaming experience, incorporate videos, incorporate all types of stuff. Just trying it out. We'll see how it works. Trying a different platform, right? See if this is better than the previous platform, right? Try a different platform. We'll see how it works, right? You tell me. Double tap the screen, like the live, share the live, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the whole experience. Now, I'm using a different app, right? I'm using a different app. Right? So be careful out there, people. In New York City, they're being aggressive, going after people because they feel like they can. And I agree with Zora that this is unprecedented and nuts for them to be doing. Why are they trying to destroy the city? Why are you trying to destroy blue cities, blue states, right? Why? You said that you're gonna go after blue cities, blue states. Why? Why that partisanship in government? Don't you represent all people? Don't you represent Democrats and Republicans? We just don't represent Republicans. We also represent Democrats in Democratic cities. Right? So everyone be safe out there, and we can celebrate around hitting 66% popularity because it's his ideas, his actions, the things he's doing to listen to the people, right? You have to listen to the people. Maybe Republicans should also listen to the people. If they listen to the people, we'll be good. But they don't listen to the people. They only listen to the mega donors and to the rich to steer policy, to do craziness across our cities and across our states. Right? Thank you everyone for your time. I'll see you soon. I'll be on later on, okay? Thank you.